Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video is another Monday vlog. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting and knitting and yarn and thrifting in the 80s and this general vibe, then why not hit the subscribe button? If you subscribe to my channel, then you will be up to date with all of my latest videos and projects. I have a lot to talk about in this video. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with last week, and last week me and my sister went to the Mar Maxim tent sale, which goes on for an entire month. I believe it goes till September the 7th. Basically, they have a circus tent in their parking lot with a ton of yarn, and I found some really good yarn. So I'm actually going to do my haul of the Mar Maxim tent sale before I get into projects I was working on last week and projects that I'm going to be working on this week. And the reason why I have to do the haul now is because I'm pretty sure the project that I'm going to be working on next week has to deal with the yarn. So instead of saving the haul for the end, which I normally save my hauls for the end of these videos, kind of have to talk about it before I talk about what I want to do next week. This is my haul, and don't worry, it's not like I bought a bunch of different yarn. I bought a bunch of the same yarn. And I always tell y'all that if companies make novelty fun yarns, I'm going to try them and let y'all know how I think about them. I bought these. They are called Premier Minikins Chenille Granny Square yarn. They make one granny square. They were basically $1.90 something each. And I bought 12 of them. I mean, that's not a bad price because it's chenille yarn, and chenille yarn is a little bit more expensive. And if you think about it in the terms of like Red Heart, all-in-one granny square yarn, one of their yarns, you get 14 squares, and it's about $11 to $14. I have never seen these before. It's not like I went there looking for these. I was just filming and I'm like, okay, that's cute, that's nice yarn, maybe I'll come back to this. And then I spotted these underneath the table. I beelined it there. Now I didn't have a basket because I'm like, oh, I'm probably just gonna find like one or two things. And then when I saw these and how many of these there were, I immediately ran and grabbed a basket. But these are so cool looking, okay? Like, I love a good granny square yarn. Are these gonna work out? Are these gonna be frustrating?
Maybe.
But I just thought that they were so cool. And I really don't know. Oh my goodness, they have cool names. I didn't even know that they were going to have cool names. This one here is called Tea Party. Let's just go over the haul first. I'm not really going to go into too much detail about these just because I will be doing a whole video that is just focusing on these. So I thought, you know, I'll show you the colors. Got a lot of colors. So I have this one. There's that one. I really don't think this is like doing it justice of what they look like. Okay, I think that's all of them. Oh, here's a receipt. Oh, they were actually on sale for $1.97. The original price was $3.49. For one of these for $3.49, that's not worth it. I wouldn't pay $3.49 for this, okay? I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have bought all of them. The original price of these are $3.94. So if you are really interested in these, buy them now. They're roughly about 50% off. Anyways, I bought all of them. I think they're so cute. Oh, this one's called Beach Bound. That is adorable. What do I need? What type of hook size do I need for this? I need an 8mm crochet hook. Like, I know the last row of each one of these is white. It's just, I like to join them as you go. I don't really like to sew them together. I did buy this here to join them together. It is the Premier Parfait Chunky, and the color is called Shell. That's kind of funny because my mom calls me Shell because Michelle, right? And I bought this one because I feel like it's a really good neutral. All of these are all different. It's not like I bought all the warm tones or all the cool tones. There's like a variation between all of them, and I wanted something that was like a cute color that would go with everything because I have a really bad time picking out like join as you go colors. The one blanket I did, Bernat Granny Square, I really wish I would have picked a different join as you go color. You know, it works. I just wish I picked a different color. And like, I really hope this works. I really hope this color works. I bought 4 of these. Will I need 4 of them? I don't know. But I really do like the Premier Parfait Chunky. Every single time there is a Mar Maxim 10 sale, I end up buying a few of these anyways. It's okay that I bought a few of these because I will probably end up using it for something else if I don't use it all. But I also didn't want to go back to the store to buy more of these if I ran out because the store is like an hour and a half away from me. And I know I probably could buy this somewhere else or I could order it online. You know, I kind of want it now. That's how I end up with a giant yarn stash, is because I buy too much yarn thinking I'm going to need more than I need. But in the off chance that I do need more than I think I need, I'd rather have it. I also end up buying more of these here. They are just yarn bobbins. They also had a section of stuff that was like all like 70% off. And like, I mean, random stuff. I bought this. It is a screwdriver set. It's a flashlight. And there's a flashlight on the back. And then it has like some screwdrivers on it and everything. And I thought that this would be actually kind of cool just to put in my car, just in case I need it. Or maybe like I find something cool on the side of the road and it's a little bit too big to fit in my car. I could take it apart and put it in my car. It happened one time when I bought a table at a thrift store. It was a kitchen table, and now it's in my storage unit. But I did have to take the legs off, so this would have been handy back then, although that was like almost 10 years ago. And then I bought a level. I think I paid $1 for this, and it has a little magnet. And my house being very old, nothing is ever level. So if I move something, I need it to be level, I'm gonna put this in the house. That's all I got. I was just so consumed with these little mini skeins of yarns that I just had to buy them. And there was some other really cool yarn. There was this one yarn that like, was it fruit or was it flower? It might have been flower themed. If you knit, it'd be plain, and then it would go into like some really cool, like florally kind of stripes. And I was kind of tempted to buy that too, but I didn't know how many I would have to buy if I wanted to make it into like a sweater or some type of project. And it was like $10 each. And I feel like I would need at least 2 to be safe. So I just didn't get them, you know, but they're in the back of my head, and maybe one day, if I feel like, you know what, maybe I will go look for that yarn because I know what I want to do with it now, I'll go look for it. I know it exists. A lot of times when I go to these types of tent sales or yarn sales, it's kind of just to scout out what type of yarn there is out there, because maybe I don't need that yarn right now. I now know it exists, and before I never did know it existed. Just like the Granny Square yarn, but I bought it because it's Granny Square yarn, and I'm not gonna not buy granny square yarn. That was my little haul from Mar Maxim. It's like a big haul, but also everything in the haul is like the same thing. I bought like 2 different types of yarn. I bought the granny square yarn and then I bought the parfait chunky yarn. But I bought a lot of each of them. So what did I do last week? Last week, I actually organized my yarn again. The main reason why I reorganized my yarn is because I am working on a knitting project. That project, obviously, I can't get done in a week. Probably not going to get it done this week either. A little bit of setbacks. Like, I like to put a video out on Saturday, right? So I needed a video where I didn't have to make something. I could just do something and then I can work on my loom sweater at the same time. So that is why I put out another one of those videos. However, I did do something different in the video. When I do my cleaning videos, I always ask y'all's opinion on like, how do you organize your yarn? What do you do to make sure it doesn't get tangled up? Pretty much the #1 response that y'all always mention is hair clips, hair barrettes. Something that you can snap onto the ball of yarn so it's not going to unravel itself. What I did different in this one is I actually took out all of the yarns from the bins. And a lot of times when I do my organizing videos, I don't take out the yarn. I just kind of throw more yarn on top of it, hiding the problem. And the problem is all the yarn gets tangled up. And it's not fun to deal with. But this time I actually untangled as much as I could. I cut yarn that I just didn't need anymore. I just couldn't leave it like that anymore. So I cleaned out the bins, I untangled the yarn, I wound up all the yarn that needed to be wound up again, mainly the Pound of Love yarn, because I always mention this, but if you get Pound of Love and you're gonna use it, roll it up as soon as you get it, because it becomes a little bit of a nightmare when you pull from the center, because eventually it gets all tangled up. And then you have to deal with it later. Or it's much easier just to roll it up at the beginning. And then all of the wound up yarn, I put a little barrette on them, and then I put them where they needed to go. They look really nice and really tidy right now. We're just gonna have to see if the clip method works in 6 months from now, when I probably have to do another yarn cleanup. Y'all all mentioned that I should do that, and I trust y'all, so hopefully it works. So far it looks good. Although it's only been like a week and obviously I haven't been rummaging through the bins, so who knows how it's going to be in 6 months. The other thing that I did do was I cataloged some of the yarn. This app called Knit Discover, and you can link it to your Ravelry account. Through your Ravelry account, you can actually add your stash. So what I did, and I explained it more in that video, took a bunch of photos of the yarn that I needed to catalog, and I only cataloged yarn that was a full skein or was any of my granny square yarns, because with the granny square yarns, it doesn't have to be a full skein because I can still make granny squares out of it, if that makes any sense. Took photos of anything that was a full skein or a granny square, and I added it into the app. The app is actually pretty good. I thought I was gonna have to add in how many grams and how many yards and like all that jazz, but you can actually link yarn that's already like in the system. The only thing is that it doesn't give you the photo of the color, so I need to go back and just take photos of each yarn. That's fine. I'll do it when I have some free time. But other than that, as soon as you linked the yarn to like something that's already out there, like for me, I typed in like say Granny Square yarn by Red Heart, it came up. I clicked on it, and then when I started typing in the color, it like auto-filled it for me. And then when I scrolled down to the bottom, it actually already showed me how many grams that skein would have. And then you can add in how many skeins you have. It went in half a skein, so you could do half a skein, 1 skein, 1.5 skeins, 2 skeins, etc. What I really liked, and I didn't even realize it because it was like all the way at the bottom of the page, but you can put where it's stored in. You could put storage, and I didn't know that. And if I would have known that, what I would have done is while I was cleaning up the yarn, I would have got some tape, and I would have like duct tape, which I have, and I would have put it on each of the totes, and I would have numbered them, because then I could be like, oh, you're looking for this? It's in bin number 2. And I didn't know that was a thing. So that's actually really, really cool. So that way I'm like, well, where would I put this? Because it's like this, but it's also this. Which bin would it be in? I can put the number of the bin it would be in, and then I can just go into that bin and I know it's there, which is so cool. And I wish I would have known that while I was organizing the bins. And that's something, again, that I can do when I have some free time. Now, the whole reason why I had to organize my yarn last week is one, it needed to be organized. But I needed a video idea that wasn't me making something, because I have officially started the loom sweater, and I remembered to bring it in this time. I have my project in this bag here. It's in my knitting girl era. This was by Pine and Pearl. Such a cute tote bag. I also did put my little goose lanyard. That's it. And then it also says knit. Remember when I made some fun bag charms? I'm using them. So I have this and this. Oh, I forgot about new yarn. So I thought I would just give a little update right now. It's going okay, although I did have to take it apart. I've had to take it apart many times. This is how far I've gotten. I've started the looms, I've actually finished the looms, and then I took it apart. Originally, I was actually carrying all of the floats behind here. I've changed it to intarsia. I was carrying the brown yarn from one loom to the other, and it was really showing through. And so what I ended up doing was I went to Central Pearl to ask Stephanie for her advice if it would look okay, if it would block out okay, or should I take it apart, and she said you should take it apart. She knows me and she knows like what I'm gonna like. So I did intarsia, which is really interesting with knitting because it's not the same as crochet. And I really hope these looms turn out okay because I'm kind of afraid that they're not, like their heads are gonna be a little wonky. I can't take it apart again. This is also gonna be the back part of it, so I think it's gonna be okay. Like I feel like their heads are a little bit like raised and I'm not too sure what I'm doing wrong, but it looks better because I did have one loom that had like, it was really weird the first time I did it. I will admit I do not like these yarn bobbins for knitting projects. These yarn bobbins here are my favorite for crochet intarsia because it holds a lot of yarn, but for knitting they're just so bulky and just annoying that they just keep getting in the way, and I don't need to put as much yarn on because I don't need as much yarn. So I really wish I would have used these smaller yarn bobbins. When I'm done this, I'm going to take these and put them on the smaller yarn bobbins because I'm gonna need this yarn for the front. Almost done the loom, and like this is way too much yarn. But when I do crocheting, I need a lot of yarn on my yarn bobbins. I think it's looking okay. If their little head sticks out a little bit, we'll say it's 3D and I meant to do it. It's not that bad. I just have to get better with doing color work with knitting, okay? Crochet color work, I've got that down. I'm good with that. Knitting, I gotta like figure that out. So I'm basically carrying the white yarn over. So I'm carrying the white floats. So I have white floats in the back, but each loom has its own yarn bobbin. And now that I'm talking about it and spinning it around, the yarn bobbins are getting all tangled up. So this is gonna be on the back. What I'm hoping today is get the looms done, get what else I'm supposed to get done on the back panel, and then I'll be able to start the front panel today. That's kind of where I am with the loom project. On to this week. Working on that loom sweater, doing as much as I can with that loom sweater. For this week's project, I am not 100% sure what I want to do yet because I really want to do the beaded curtain. I really want to reorganize this backdrop. I really want to make some cute little curtains for over there. But I also really want to do a project with the new granny square yarn that I bought. I wasn't planning on getting the granny square yarn, okay? Just like I wasn't planning on getting the cotton granny square yarn that I did for last week's project. So it's just like these yarns just come out of nowhere and then I get distracted by shiny things and then I gotta do them. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do this week. I can either spend time in here and work on the beaded curtain and work on the backdrop and work on that, which would give me time to work on my knitted sweater, or do I want to start another granny square project? It's really a toss-up right now if I want to do granny square project or if I want to do camper project. Because the camper project wouldn't take me a really long time to do, but also the granny square project wouldn't take me a really long time to do either because I only have to make 12 squares. And then I just have to join them together. And then it'll be another review video. But how, because my cat really wants a blanket because he keeps sleeping on the iPad cover that I made out of the granny square yarn. And he keeps sleeping on it. And I'm like, oh, I want to make him a blanket. And then I found this yarn. I'm like, oh, that would make the cutest blanket for him. I don't know, make a blanket for my cat out of really fun granny squares or work on the camper projects. I'm gonna have to make this decision sooner or later. And I don't know which way I'm leaning towards yet because I'd have to start it earlier in the week. I'm kind of leaning towards the granny square project. I'm just going to have to figure that out. I really wish the loom sweater could get done this week and then I could just do the loom sweater, but it's not. And I'm not going to rush it either. Okay, so that is basically what I'm doing this week. Let's talk about future projects. There's one project that I really want to do, and I have bought the pattern well over a year ago, I believe at this point. I have wanted to do it, but it just keeps getting pushed back. And I feel like this is the year to do it. And that is this beautiful butterfly cardigan. I saw this and I immediately was like, I need to make this. And I really love monarch butterflies. They are my favorite. And again, like the colors, oranges, yes. I want to make a monarch butterfly version of this cardigan because I think it is so beautiful. Would I also love a moth version? Yes. I just have it in my head, monarch butterfly. I still need to buy the yarn, so what I'm really hoping is maybe Michael's will have a yarn sale because I really want to get Pound of Love or Big Twist Great Value. No, Big Twist Value yarn, pound, I don't know. One of those. Because I really like the feeling of that, and I'm going to need like a lot of yarn for this project. And unfortunately, I just went through all my yarn, and I don't have enough yarn of any of it to do it. Yeah, especially black yarn. I don't have enough of that yarn. So I'm kind of hoping that Michael's will have a sale where it's like buy one, get one 50% off, or buy one, get one free, or buy two and get one free. I'm not really too sure what colors I need. So looking at the monarch butterfly, I'm going to need a black, an orange, and a white. I just think they're so pretty. I absolutely love them so much. I was kind of thinking I was going to do like a dark brown instead of the black, but I really want this to be as like true to a monarch butterfly as possible, so I will be doing the black yarn for the border. So I'm just going to keep an eye out at Michael's and see when they have like a good yarn sale. Probably won't need to buy a white, but I will need to buy a black and I will need to buy an orange. That will probably be the project that I do as soon as this loon sweater is done because I want to wear them in the fall time. Oh, I did buy a new yarn. I bought this one. We call it sheepies. It's not. It's like sheep G's, something with a J. Stone wash, and I got it in the color. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Okay, that's the color I got it in. And I needed to buy this for my temperature scarf, which I am still behind. I have not started June, I think, or July. I don't know. I don't think I started June, but I had to buy this because one day the temperature reached 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and I haven't had to do a 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's always like felt like it was in the 90s, or it would get to like 98 degrees, like in my area. I do it like in where I live, right? And I do the highest temperature of the day. And one day it got to the 90s. So back in December, I had bought all of the colors for my temperature scarf, but I didn't buy 90 just in case it didn't get there, but it got there. So I ended up buying it the other day. First off, I don't have this color. And I wanted a color that kind of stood out because it's hot, like 90 is hot. The 80 color is, I believe, like a purpley color. So I think this will look really good with it. I wanted something to like blend in. So hopefully I can get back into working on my temperature scarf. I don't know why I'm so behind. I'm not really interested in it as much this year. I don't know. I think it's because I've been doing a lot of like these Monday vlogs. So I've been taking time to do my Monday vlogs instead of filming updates on the temperature scarf. I haven't done an update on my temperature scarf since January. I know, I'm so sorry, but like it's because I started doing these vlogs and then I just keep forgetting to film that. I did get a color for the 90s, even though it's just one day, I still got it. This week, I did actually go to my mailbox and I received a couple of packages, so I'm going to open them up and then show y'all what I got. I did already open them because I was just very curious of what they were and I could not wait till today to do it on camera. So I got this package here. This is from Hooked on Color by MJ, Melissa Jane, and she sent me her little business card and a magnet. I love magnets. And a cute little crochet sticker. Absolutely love that. I wonder if this will fit on my crochet water bottle. I have a water bottle that is just crochet themed. So I'm going to see if I can fit that on there. And of course, I got a nice little card. I always love getting cards. And she sent me all of these amazing crochet books. I love vintage crochet, especially just getting like inspiration from it. So we can go over the books that she sent me. And a lot of these are from like the 70s and 80s. I love those decades. So we have this book here called I Taught Myself to Crochet. Then this one here is How to Make the Original Red Heel Sock Monkey and Other Toys. Stuffed animals and like, you know, really cool cat one in here. This one here called Flora Doilies. Never done them, but I feel like it's like filet crochet. And then this one here is an actual filet crochet book. And there's this one up here that says chicken in French. And he's like a very chunky chicken, and I really want to make him now. He almost looks like he's like a cooked chicken. I don't know. There's a chicken. It says Bon Appetit inside of a pan. You can have the chicken outside the pot, but also in the pot. Oh, and then this one is called Exquisite Table Toppers. more kind of like lace work and like full crochet, which that one's so fun. This one here is called Crochet Pillows. I love a good crochet pillow. And then the last one here is Classic Afghans to Knit and Crochet. This one here, I love the colors of this. That is so pretty. I can look at these photos and like know how it's done, but a lot of times I just love the inspiration that there is on here, because like those colors, I don't think I would have ever thought to put them all together, but now looking at them, I'm like, I need to put them all together. Thank you again, Melissa, for sending me these books. I am definitely going to get a lot of inspiration for future projects from them. And then I got another little package. Usually when I go there, I might have one thing, but I got two, which was, you know, it's always nice getting mail. In here, I did get a nice little note. Love my notes. This is from Savannah Johns. Thank you so much for sending me these. These are like so cute. First off, I got an Eddie keychain from Stranger Things. Just little Eddie and his little guitar, and he's so cute. I might add this onto my trailer keys. Like a year ago or something, someone sent me the littlest, cutest little chicken, and I put them also on my keychain. So I might add this one as well. So every time I go to the camper, I'll be able to see my new little Eddie keychain. So that's gonna go on there. And then they sent me the cutest little things that I didn't know you could get. They sent me needle toppers. But what I didn't know is that these are just silicone beads. I didn't know silicone beads were a thing. I thought they were just needle toppers. I didn't realize that people were buying silicone beads to put as needle toppers, which makes sense because there's a hole on both sides because it's a bead. And I didn't know that. So first off, we have 11 and her little waffle. Then we have the Demogorgon. We have this little bow with Christmas lights, which probably is more Christmassy, but if you watch Stranger Things, then you know how it relates to Stranger Things. And then we have a little record player. Have this little pumpkin that says Autumn Vibes, because you know how much I love the fall. Now I feel like I have to make like a knitting Stranger Things project. Like I didn't realize that the stitch stoppers that I have been using are just silicone beads. And like these could not have come at a better time. So thank you so much, Savannah, for sending me these, because they have now inspired me to go and buy my own silicone beads to make stitch stoppers with. What I ended up doing was yesterday I went on Etsy and I looked up silicone beads, and I found this one shop, and it just has like thousands of these really cute beads, and I might have made an order because in my last video I was talking about I want duck and loon stitch stoppers. Where can I find them? I don't know, like where would I buy them? And so I was looking on Etsy under stitch stoppers, and I saw some ducks, like someone was selling a pair of them as needle stoppers for about like $10, $12. And I'm like, okay, if I have to, fine. Whatever. And then I got these in the mail, which was less than 24 hours ago. So then I looked up silicone beads, and I realized that I could just buy silicone beads for less than $2 each. And so I might have made a big order. And I also asked my sister if she wanted some, so she picked some. I did not find loon ones, but I did find some duck ones, and I found some chicken ones, and I found some, I don't know if they're a goose or duck, like a white duck with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots. And I think I bought tomatoes as well. So when I get those in, I will show them to y'all. Unfortunately, I don't know which shop that she had bought these ones from. If you are looking for cute, inexpensive stitch stoppers, just look up silicone beads and you will find some really cute ones. And I am so excited to start using these ones on my projects. On to pop culture. This is a new segment that I started last week, and basically it's talking about video games, movies, and TV shows that I'm interested in because I've been talking about them and y'all have been watching them too. And it's kind of nice to like know that other people are watching the same things as me. The new Spider-Man movie came out. I have not seen it. No spoilers. I'm probably not going to see it for a little bit, but I decided to rewatch all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies last week while I was knitting. I love those Spider-Man movies because I know they're Marvel, but they don't feel like they're part of the Marvel universe. Even though there's some characters that overlap, I like how it's its own franchise and it's doing its own thing. Whereas I feel like, you know, with like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, like all of those, they all kind of like tie into the same universe. You know that they're all part of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Whereas like Spider-Man, yes, I know he's part of the Avengers. And yes, I know like he's wrapped up in that in the whole Marvel universe. I just feel like those Spider-Man movies are just like on their own, and I really, really like them. But the problem is that I have not been up to date with all of the Marvel movies. I kind of like, not stopped watching them, but I just kind of lost my interest in them back in the day. 2009 to the 2019, I guess, for like that whole 10-year span, I was watching every single movie, every single TV show that kind of came out. Like, I was obsessed with it. And then I just kind of stopped. I just lost interest. I liked the Loki series, and I liked WandaVision, and like there were some things, but I wasn't like, oh my goodness, I need to go to the theater to see the new Avengers movie. It just wasn't like that. So now I have to play catch up, which is kind of good because I didn't really want to watch them. Like, not that I don't want to watch them, it's just sitting there and watching it, I'm like, I just don't know if I could do it. Whereas if I'm crocheting or knitting, I'll just have them on in the background just to like kind of listen to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I watched that last week, and that's what I'm currently watching this week, is just catching up on all the Marvel stuff from the last 6 years. That way, when I watch the new Spider-Man, and then eventually there's a new Marvel movie coming out in December, I'll be up to date. I also started watching the show North of North, which I don't know why I didn't watch it sooner. It's a really good Canadian show, and I really like it. There's only 8 episodes in the first season, and each episode is about like 23, ish minutes long. I love the acting in it. I like the storyline. I really like seeing all the crochet things. There's so many people who wear crochet hats. I'm like, that's crochet, and that's crochet, and that's crochet. It's really nice seeing like crochet things. But I finally started it, and I really like it. The only problem is I wish TV was like it used to be. If it's a 23-minute show, I want 20 episodes of that. But if you're going to do 8 or 10 episodes, then at least make every episode at least like 40 minutes long. I don't like the 10-episode seasons because you can fit so much more in. You can do so much more storyline. I don't know. I wish the episodes were longer, or I wish the season was longer. Like, I just miss a good like 20 episode season. You know what I mean? That's the only downside, is there's only 8 episodes, and I didn't realize it. I thought there was at least 10, and then I was like, oh, I only have 2 episodes left. Okay, but that show is really good, and I think you can watch it on Netflix now. It was originally on CBC Gem. That show is now on Netflix. If anyone was thinking about watching it, definitely check it out. I think it's a pretty good show. I think that pretty much sums up today's vlog. A lot of stuff actually happened this week, so I wanted to share that with y'all. In the comments below, please let me know what y'all are working on. I always love reading about your current projects. Or if you want to let me know what projects that you are interested in working on in the future, because for me, I already have like a few projects that I'm already like ready to make, but I gotta wait to do them. So I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.